Good evening and welcome. Tonight we will be going over the history and geography of central Kalimantan in Indonesia. You can kind of see there. Indonesia. Central Kalimantan is located on the island of Borneo. Very fascinating about Borneo is that it is an island with 3 countries on it. Indonesia, which is areas known as Kalimantan in Indonesia. Malaysia, where we have Sarawak and Sabah. And the tiny country of Brunei is located up there. So, Central Kalimantan, you can see over here is West Kalimantan, South Kalimantan, East Kalimantan, and North Kalimantan. So, we're in Central Kalimantan. This area is very, very forested, and as you can see here, quite marshy as well along the rivers here, flowing down from the mountains up here. The capital is Palangkaraya, located just outside of, what's this national park called? Let me see, Sabangao National Park, right here. But in my opinion, the most famous national park in this area, I've heard about it a lot whenever I'd research Indonesia. It's right here. It's Tanjung Puting National Park. And it's very well known for its large population of orangutans, which is how we say that in America. I know it's orangutan in like every other, at least English-speaking language, but for whatever reason, we call it orangutans in America. Like there's a G at the end. There isn't. We pronounce them orangutans. But anyway, just a fun note about American pronunciation there. We spell it very differently and we put a G at the end. There's also this park up here centered around a big mountain, and it has the best name of any national park I've ever heard. It's the Bukit Baka Bukit Raya National Park. Say that 10 times fast. That's a great name. Love it. But the rest of this area, if it isn't forested, is farming communities. And you might be wondering, well, if it's in the forest, how are there farms? Well, there is a massive deforestation problem happening in central Kalimantan. You'll be able to see it from above on Google Earth. It's pretty... Oh, sorry. That was a loud squeak on the desk. I apologize. It's like shocking how much deforestation is occurring in this region. And hopefully the government is working to curb that. I know a lot of it happens illegally. But that is the reality of this area here. Central Kalimantan is the largest province in Indonesia as of 2022. It was Papua over there on the island of Papua. But in 2022, Papua was split into, I believe, 4 different provinces, which we'll go to one soon. We'll be going to Central Papua next week. So doing that made Central Kalimantan the largest province in Indonesia. And this area is home to an indigenous peoples known as the Dayak. There are many different Dayak cultures within this indigenous group, with their own languages, their own beliefs. Some are Christian, some are Muslim, some practice their indigenous faith, some mix their indigenous faith with either Islam or Christianity. Lots of different customs, different clothes, so on and so forth, but they're all the Dayak people, and this is their homeland right here. Now, in terms of history, I only found a couple things about this area. Kalimantan was ruled by the Sultanate of Banjar from 1526 to 1905. It slowly but surely collapsed, especially with Dutch influence toward the end there, like coaching it along to collapse. But it was centered more down here in what's South Kalimantan today. I also read that the Sultanate was restored in 2010, but I didn't see much about that, so don't quote me on that. So, skipping through history here. After 1905, this area was controlled by the Dutch. They harvested a lot of hardwood here. Japan came in and invaded during World War II. After Japan surrendered, Indonesia declared independence. The Dutch didn't like that idea, fought a big war, and Indonesia wound up winning out and becoming its own independent country. During that time, in 1957, the province of Central Kalimantan was created. Now, this area was just Kalimantan after independence. But the Dayak peoples proposed to Suharto that they wanted their own separate area from South Kalimantan because the culture here was very different. It was very Muslim with their Islamic cultures, and they're more indigenous, So they wanted semi-autonomy, and they didn't want to be controlled by peoples who were unrelated to them, And that was granted in 1957, and that is when Palangkaraya was founded to become its capital city. There was a very small village here. It wasn't really anything, so it was built up to become the capital of Central Kalimantan. Kind of like what they're doing for like New Jakarta. I don't think they've picked a name for the new capital city for Indonesia yet, but apparently the wheels are in motion to build a new capital city for Indonesia. Good luck with that. That's going to be pretty tricky to do. It would be like building a new capital city for like the UK or something. That's pretty ambitious, but it's happening. I guess they've done it before, haven't they, here in Palangkaraya? And that is essentially the history that I have for you here in this area. This is a place where not a lot happens. It's the backwoods. It's the forest, Not much happens here. Not even that much tourism except at the national parks. It seems like the economy down here is centered around that. So with that being said, let's hop over to the tablet. There's not a ton of pictures to show you, but what I found is pretty great. So let's go to Google Earth and look at Central Kalimantan on my tablet. Let's go. Here we are in Central Kalimantan. And let's start by zooming out so you can see exactly where we are in the world. Here is Borneo. And you can see Malaysia and Brunei there, along with Indonesia. Located within the Indonesian archipelago, which is the world's largest archipelago. Very easy to find Borneo. You can see Southeast Asia up here, Philippines over here, which we're going to very soon. Central Luzon is coming up in not the next video, but the one after. Sulawesi's over there. We're going there very soon. And then over here is Papua, which you're also going to very soon. Lots of centrals around this area. There's even like Central Singapore is coming soon. There's a lot of places in Southeast Asia that start with Central, so we're going to hit them all up. Now, right off the bat, I noticed this here and thought, what is that? Is that snow? Like, it's so prominent. Even if I zoom way out, you can still see it, right? So I thought, what is that? Is this snow-capped mountains? And sadly, it is not. You can see the river here. This is all deforestation. Isn't that shocking? Look at that. How much has been stripped away from the land. Over here as well. It's absolutely heartbreaking, isn't it? Like, this isn't good for the planet, much less Borneo. That is so terrifyingly sad. And it's not just there either. It's like, look at all of this. It's almost worse over here by this river. Absolutely shocking. Just how much has been stripped away so that it's completely barren. Look at that. Look at that tree line there. Shocking. See the roads they plowed through it. I mean, if someone wants to prove me wrong and be like, oh no, that's natural. Those are natural pools of water, not from, the land getting scooped out. I don't know. Looks pretty man-made to me. Maybe mining right there. All the different pools of water left over. I don't know. That's shocking to me. I don't think Mother Nature did that. That looks very man-made to me. It's really sad. But thankfully, there's a lot of beauty in this region. Let's head over here to, what was it? Bukit Raya National Park. That's so fun. I love it. And let's see the beautiful nature here. We've got, oh yeah, this slideshow is like centered around this tree. These hikers here love this tree, and I do too. Let me see. Maybe it wasn't this slideshow, maybe it was a different one. But, see, there's a national park slideshow. There was, oh, you know what? I don't have the everything turned on. And it still didn't pop up. Anyway, there's a slideshow over here of those hikers that are just hanging out by that one tree. Maybe it's this one. No, this one doesn't really have any pictures. You can see some park rangers there, though. They look very jolly. But yeah, not a lot of slideshows there, but there's that one great one of the people by the tree. Should we go to Tanjung Puting? Look at this, you guys. Look at this first picture. You saw a video from this area in the intro. Look at all of them. They're the sweetest, aren't there? There's like orangutan, apparently. Orang-utan. Look at the picture plants. Wow. I'm not sure what language. I'm sure it's Sumatran, maybe, but it means wise man of the forest. And there's something very like wise about them. I don't know, something about, oh my goodness, big warthog, peccary, little friend there. And little monkeys too. But there's something very like sagacious about orangutan faces. I don't know. Let's see if this has pictures. No. It's like I feel like I found, what was it? There was somewhere around here. Was it this? Look at all the farmland here too. There was this one tourist area. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna find it. It was just north of the park. Oh gosh. Maybe it was over here by this town. Here we go. Maybe, I don't think it was that, but that looks very promising. Yeah. That looks great. Oh, that's their butts. I want to see their pretty faces. Look how beautiful that sunset. I love pink sunsets. Look. Little spider there. Hanging out, literally, just dangling. My goodness. Having a nice time. Orangutans are very special because they only live in Borneo and Sumatra. It's the only place in the world you can find them in the wild, so they are treasures to our planet. Darn. Okay, so there's a slideshow somewhere around here. Maybe one of you will find it. It was a little tourist area. I remember there was like a boat tour next to it. What do you think this is? Something. Looks like a hiking trail, a bike trail. That's pretty great. I don't know if I'm gonna find it, but look at all that. That was pretty great. It was just more orangutans. They're just so cute. Oh, maybe it was this river confluence. I don't think so. I swear it was like up here somewhere, but oh well. Let's look at Camp Leakey. I wonder if it's named after the Leakey family that oh my goodness, look how sweet they are. that have done so much for archaeology. There's just something very wise about orangutan faces. How sweet. Look at the piece of papers, are so cute. Yeah, that would be something to see orangutans in the wild. Silence, please respect the orangutans. Well, that's a very skinny warthog there. Goodness. What is that? Looks like a coconut, but it might be a bird. I can't tell. It's in the foliage. Very special, isn't it? All right. This is Sebankau National Park, which from what I can tell just has a lot of beautiful wilderness. And like I said, it's just outside the capital city, so there's a lot of tourism here. I can see some little stilt villages there. We can see, oh my goodness, she is vibing right there, my goodness. But we can see a lot of the protected land here, and a lot of this area looks like this now. But we can catch glimpses of what it looked like before. So much destruction. So here's Palangkaraya. I'm trying to remember if there was any slideshows I really wanted to show you. Surely the museum. I always show you guys the museums. Let's see if there's anything on the inside. Oh, school field trip. Wait, is that a dinosaur? Look at that. Oh, big dinosaur. I didn't even notice that. Those are neat. That's pretty cool. Another stilt house there. I wonder if those tall statues were, meant for stilts. Masks of Sababuka. Gorgeous. Look at that. I don't know what that is, but it's absolutely beautiful. Boats, and looks like a swing set right there made of bamboo. Pottery. Lots of reconstructions, little mini versions of things. Beautiful plates, pots, weapons. Beautiful. Very nice. Let me just look at the, not the park, just the town. Palangkaraya, which is also really fun to say. If there's anything here I really wanted to show you, this neat statue of indigenous culture up there, probably in a roundabout. But yeah, that is that. And I think that was pretty much all that I had to show you. A lot of areas here don't have any pictures at all, but you can see why. It's a lot of forest and a lot of farms, and that's about it. Unfortunately, that's all that I have for you here. Why don't we find one more slideshow, though, to end out the night? Let's see if this town has any neat pictures. The one next to the park. Oh, wow, look at that. This is cool. Okay. What is that? Right. Looks like mini golf. Okay, maybe this isn't the best depiction of this town. Let's find one more orangutan, something or other to look at. About this wharf. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this style of content, please consider subscribing. Look at that, they're climbing up that tree there. Tomorrow we're going back to Greece to look at Central Macedonia. So we're going to be talking a lot about Macedon. Another picture plant here. Philip II and Alexander the Great. My goodness, this orangutan's got a bunch of yams in his mouth. Look at that face, how sweet. So yeah, lots of Greek history that I feel like gets overlooked pretty much. Because it's not near Athens and all of that historical area that we were at a few days ago. It's much farther north. So we will be looking at that. So be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out. Look at those cool picture plants. It's so cool. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments. I hope that you found this video to be relaxing and educational, and I hope that you have a good